Hello everyone, it's Leon here, and we're looking at Ni No Kuni, which I pronounced right this time. The demo has just gone up on the store today. I'm here with Kim.
Hello.
Who knows a lot more about this than I do. It feels like it was announced a long time ago, to the point where I was really interested in it, and now I sort of stopped being interested in it, and now it's here.
Yeah, well, it was originally announced in 2010, and that was originally a 3DS game. But because there was so much interest in it, Level 5, who are the developers, decided to bring it to PS3. Mm-hmm. So the 3DS game is now actually a prequel to this. So, you know, it's not a port. And the reason this actually came out in 2011 in Japan, but the reason it's taken so long to come over here, and it'll be out next year, January, is because Level 5 had taken 2 years to deal with localization, because they wanted to do a really good job of translating it into English. And I think, you know, they've absolutely done that. They've kind of put in, not just done a straight translation, but put in, you know, colloquial expressions and kind of gone into even regional dialects. So, I mean, one of the main characters in here is Welsh, and he's just brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant.
It's like a weird thing. You think the attraction of this is its inherent kind of Japaneseness.
But the thing is, Studio Ghibli, whenever they... that's the movie studio who do animes such as My Neighbor Totoro and Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away. Whenever they have translated their animes, they've always put a very keen emphasis on not just, you know, just doing the translation, but again doing the accents, because it makes a movie more real and more connectable, connecting. And that's what they've done here, is they want to make it more connecting.
I'd argue the films though. Films need to. People don't like watching subtitled films.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, we've got like duck trees, a little Welsh fairy thing. It's like there's nothing about this that looks Western, no matter how well it's translated.
No, but it's charming. What they've done is they've gone for a charming approach. So it's not, you know, like the little lamp face guy down there is the Welsh guy, and a lot of people have British accents in this, a few American accents, that kind of thing, and it really does work with the Japaneseness, the anime, the way the world is presented, because it makes it charming, it makes it genuine. So anyway, we're gonna do this part of the demo today. We're gonna do the Deep Dark Wood, which is the first dungeon that you get in the game. So this is the first.
So
thing.
are these basically kind of, you just go in, you loot stuff, you come out? Are they like, they're not like mission based?
Sort of. I mean, at the moment, generally the missions are kind of go through, there's a boss at the end, or there's something else that you need to do, but a boss is standing in your way at the end. Yeah. There's lots of chests to loot, there's things hidden in them that I don't really want to talk about too much because they're a bit spoilery, but fantastic. And you also get like NPC side quests from towns, like I had one the other day where a wife wanted us to take lunch to her husband because he'd gone out and he'd left his lunch at home. So, you know, it's things like that. So these little bits, for the purpose of the demo, explain what's happened in the story so far. So the game is split between two worlds. I mean, the name Ni No Kuni itself translates as two countries, two worlds. So it's split between a real world, kind of our world, Americana town called Motorville, where Oliver is from, he's the boy on the left, and this other place called literally Another World, where Drippy, who's on the right, belongs. Drippy being the High Lord of the Fairies.
Why is the High Lord of the Fairies so small and Welsh?
'Cause he is. I don't have an answer for that. So at this point in the story that we're about to start, Drippy has transported Oliver over to his world, and Oliver is in the deep dark woods talking to the guardian of the woods. The tree of the woods, okay, who's set him off to go fight the guardian, because the guardian has gone a bit rogue and a bit mean.
Do we know why? Is there a reason, or is it? Will we find out a reason, or is it just go and kill the big monster? You will find out what the reason is pretty soon. In fact, it's to do with a bad guy going around called Shadar, who's making everything evil and breaking everyone's hearts. Okay. But it's okay. We're here to fix everyone's broken hearts. But first, we've got to beat up the Guardian. So here he comes. You're talking about familiars, so I mean, can you catch these things? These weird fish
later on in the game, you'll be able to battle and capture familiars, like the little duck thing that just got punched in the bum. Sort of like that game that we can't mention from that console.
An animal capturing...
Yes.
Yeah, role-playing thing. Yeah.
And in that way...
they did it in Final Fantasy, wasn't it? You could capture all your...
but this is better than that. It's a lot less clumsy. And there's a lot more... There's something like hundreds, like 200, 300 monsters to catch in this, whereas Final Fantasy kind of... I don't know, their monster template was just one monster... in a different colour depending on what region he was in. Okay. So, defending in this, pretty important. And pretty easy. Everything you do in battling is literally you just select from the speech bubbles what you want to do. So attack, defend. Cut loose is that little Marmite's special move. Mm-hmm. But for now, I'm going to defend because he's going to do a big, horrible move. Ah! It's fine. It's fine.
So you're running around in real time and then... stacking these things up or triggering them from menus?
You're not stacking them in such a way like Final Fantasy 13-2 and 13 where, you could kind of queue everything up. It's, one attack at a time. The other thing is that your familiars, so the little monsters, run out of stamina, so you have to swap them out every now and again. It kind of is just a way of encouraging you to swap around and mix things up rather than just stick with one, just hammering X like Final Fantasy. So, and this is the thing, like you can eventually wear these guys down so they're stunned. And obviously the kind of more tactically you play, the more you mix it up, the quicker... Oh god, I've done the wrong thing here. The quicker you'll burn through these guys, and the more of those restorative drops you'll... Ah, God, it's all going wrong. You'll drop. So you see like the green and the blue balls that are being dropped about. They restore MP and HP, and you'll only get them if you do smart things. Basically.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go... Oh God, it's all gone wrong. I'm probably going to have to heal in a second. So you can swap between Oliver and his familiars, but Oliver is generally best for spells and provisions, and his little monsters make up his kind of lack of
fighting
prowess.
Okay.
Oh gosh. I'm stunned. And then Drippy there doesn't help. He just cheers you. The sidelines. I'm not doing.
So you
very
can't
well
fight with him at all? Or?
No, not at the moment. So I'm gonna get Mighty back out again. How am I doing? I could probably chuck another fireball spell at him. Boom. It's doing a lot better the last time I did this. It's always the way, isn't it? Defend. So it's generally a good idea to defend against kind of special attacks and keep an eye. So you don't have to just heal with spells, you can also eat sandwiches.
Obviously.
Drink coffee. And something I've found in this actually is that normally in JRPGs you get items and you just kind of stick them in your backpack and forget about them. But in this I've generally found that you really do use them, quite frequently. And I think it's because the enemy AI is just, a little bit smarter. And it really does push you to kind of mix things up and not get kind of complacent with what you're doing. Oh, I didn't defend in time. Ow, that's going to hurt.
For what looks like quite a bright, cuddly kind of game, it does look like it's kind of kicking your ass.
Yes, it is. It is hard. It's not as cute and bubbly as it would have you believe.
This is where, maybe some people don't kind of go for this sort of thing. Is you never consider this sort of like being a challenge or a tactical thing. It just looks like kind of cartoons.
Oh, this absolutely is a challenge. And later on, when you kind of, as I say, you have more party members and you have more familiars to battle with, it really does become a challenge to kind of juggle between all of your characters. And the thing is as well, all the familiars essentially have different classes, so they can be healers, they can be tanks, they can be magic spammers, that kind of thing.
Drippy said tidy.
I know, he says knickers a lot as well.
Yeah, but tidy is pretty Welsh.
Well, there you go. That's how well the translation is. Here we go. We're gonna mess him up with a special move there. Slash dance. Kapow! I think that should have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he gonna die? Yes. There you go. So that is the first boss that you'll come up against.
Okay. And what do you get for that?
XP and a gem and the warm fuzzy nature that you've just. I've just ruined my own punchline.
The warm fuzzy feeling.
A warm fuzzy feeling that you've just destroyed nature. But it's alright, he's sorted out now. So yeah, you can level up your familiars, learn new moves, and they actually evolve as well when you get to certain points.
Okay.
So now, I think we're going to go back to... Well, he's going to go slink off and sulk. So he should be back to normal. See, he had a weird look in his eyes. It's definitely Shadar's in there.
Do we know? So, what does is it clear what Shadar is after, or what he's doing? Is it just like he's just kind of an evil? I'm assuming it's a he.
At the moment, I mean, there's two bad guys in this. There's the White Witch from the title, who's terrifying, and Shadar is sort of like her kind of, I don't know, her right arm or something. You know, like he kind of goes out and does the bad stuff.
He's the muscle.
Yes.
Right.
So at the moment he's just going around messing people up, really.
Yeah, what are these pages that are going past?
So you have a spell book, if you see in Oliver's hand there.
Yes.
He has a spell book. Half of the pages have fallen out though, and it not only do you kind of earn and unlock spells that you can actually cast during the game, but it also has stories that you can read that kind of, you know, really go into the lore of this another world. So you know, if you want to read more, it's there. You don't have to read it, but it's nice. You know, I mean, myself as a JRPG fan, I love reading into these worlds. It also has, it's sort of like a instruction manual as well, but it's done in the way of like being a wizard's companion, so it's really quite inventive the way they've done it.
Why is the Guardian of the Forest a duck? Tree duck tree?
Because this is another world and things are magical and not as they've seen. And there's the telling stone over there, he kind of tells you stuff.
Being another world doesn't mean you just make stuff up.
But wouldn't it be boring if you went to another world and it was just the same as this one?
No, obviously, there's fancy, but I don't think of ducks as being one with the forest.
Well, he is, and I'm sure if you told him this to his face, he'd be very upset.
He's a tree, so I just take a few steps back, and then what's he gonna do?
You could set fire to him, I guess. But that would be not in the spirit of things.
I think I like Shadar.
You would. So another thing that's key to this is that locket that I just got allows you to take bits of people's heart and give it to people who are broken-hearted.
What about people? What happens to people whose hearts you take?
So you'll meet people who are like brimming with things like courage, enthusiasm,
I have
kindness.
too much heart. Here, have some of my excess heart.
Yes, and then you give it to people who Shadar has broken-hearted. So we'll see an example of that. So these are spells that you can unlock.
Is it move? Can you?
No,
it's not
it's
move.
not. I think, you know, Eye of a Seeker's Mission, this kind of thing came from the 3DS game, where it was influenced by that, but they decided to keep it because they've created this whole kind of, you know, magic system and alphabet and thing like that. And yeah, I quite like it.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you one thing that JRPGs haven't had for a very long time. And you're not going to be excited about this at all, but you have a world map. So,
I'm not excited about this.
No, I didn't think you would be. But put it this way, world maps are something...
I'm kind of used to maps. But
it's a staple of JRPGs, and I can't think of the last one that had one. You know, it used to be something that Final Fantasy had all the time, and you'd be excited when you kind of set off on your journey, and you see this world map, you're like, whoa!
There's a great map in Far Cry 3. Oh, okay. Right.
See? Look at how big this is. And you can just go and you're off on your adventure. You can go over there.
So this is like your balloon, isn't it? Floating around the globe.
Yes. Yes. And
so there's a sparkly thing up there. Can you go and interact with these things?
Yes. sparkly things are places you can forage.
Yeah.
Although at the moment I can't reach that because I need a dragon, which you will unlock later on. So that's kind of like the Final Fantasy airship.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a while before you unlock him. Very nice dragon he is as well. And so there's plenty of things to do here as well. You can just wander around, get lost.
Look like awfully cute things to be slicing up.
That is something I had a problem with myself when I was playing this earlier.
Was that some kind of unicorn sheep?
Yes.
Is that a thing? Is it? I like the idea of that more than the duck tree, actually.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, some of the monsters in this are really brilliantly imaginative.
So you can. There's not random battles. You can avoid battles by running away from the things. Is that right? Good.
Although these things will probably try and chase after you, but you can become faster.
I lost interest in random battles about 7 years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look at how big and expansive this is. And as you go to different areas, there's a desert, volcano, like a pirate cove, that kind of thing.
It does feel like very kind of old school, kind of, almost like retro kind of RPG.
And it's brilliant. I don't know why recent JRPGs have done away with this. They're mad. They're absolutely mad. I mean, fans have always been asking Final Fantasy for this back, and it still hasn't happened, although it might be in Versus 13. So it's fantastic to be able to do this. So we're going to go to this village here, which is the first one you experience. And this village is run by cats.
Obviously.
Yes. It's called Ding Dong Dell. And it's got a cat king who's also called the Royal Meowjesty.
I'm noticing a lot of kind of pun play here that I'm finding quite painful.
That's because you have no soul.
But was that sheep thing called like a bartender?
Yes.
Yes, I think this is going to struggle to win over the kind of the Call of Duty, Far Cry 3, Skyrim.
Oh, they were never going to play this kind of game anyway. Can you see someone
It's not even tried, really, has it? Here's a sheep with a unicorn's horn.
Why should it try and cater to a Call of Duty player's taste? This is the problem with JRPGs nowadays. They try and be too Western. They try and get everyone involved, and it's like, no, we just want a JRPG. That's what you're best at. So do it.
They've got to sell enough to make money, haven't they? They've got to.
I think this will sell. I think it's been so long since we've had such a meaty adventure like this.
I feel like it's probably gonna, like, people are gonna love it. People are gonna talk about it loads, and then it'll barely scratch like the top 30 charts, and it'll end up being like all the stuff like level 5 stuff. Like, what was the
Rogue Galaxy, Dark
Rogue
Chronicle.
Galaxy. What was the Dragon Quest one that came out over here, Cursed King or whatever it was?
Journey of the Cursed King.
Yeah,
8. That's so huge numbers.
Not over here, I don't think it did.
That was really popular.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's huge in Japan. I mean, they have to launch it on a public holiday.
I mean, that's the thing though. JRPGs don't necessarily do well, outside of Japan, but it does enough, and there is enough of an audience and a following over here. And if you were to make this friendly for, the kind of shooter fans and all that kind of thing, it wouldn't be a Japanese RPG.
I don't mean make it friendly, but you can see why it's a niche game.
Yes. But there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we've had plenty of niche games this year that have done well.
It's probably like a level 5 accountant somewhere looking at his spreadsheets kind of going like...
No, because this has sold huge in Japan. And, I mean, it's not as if level 5 are having money problems or anything like that.
He's got the excess heart, has he?
So he's got excess enthusiasm, and I'm going to go take it over to...
What does he get out of it? He's now got less enthusiasm.
He's alright. He's fine. Look. He's got a cat helmet. He's fine. So we're going to go over to this guy who's a bit blue. So he's been broken-hearted by Shadar.
How is Shadar doing this? Is he just like leaving nasty messages on their Facebook page?
Maybe. I don't know if there's Facebook in this world. So we're going to give him some heart. So as you can see here, like, there are loads of different things that you'll unlock. They're like kindness,
one of them
courage.
Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse, yes. They've bought this
I
franchise
have too much Mickey Mouse. Take my excess Mickey.
So here we go.
Hang on, these two guys have been standing next to each other, like, probably for years. Why doesn't the one...
Because they need a magician. Come on. There you go, he's fixed.
Where am I? Well, you're back with us, I see.
So as well as these kind of cutscenes, there are cutscenes that are, I guess in like Final Fantasy it would be the CG cutscenes where everything's all gorgeous and glossy, and the kind of equivalent in this to that is ones done by Studio Ghibli themselves, and they look like a Ghibli movie. It's beautiful. And you know, the game opens like that, and it feels magical to just to be able to step into that world. So now they're going to open the gates, and we can go and look at the fish kingdom. Not the fish kingdom, the cat kingdom. Full of fish.
Fish spears.
Yes. Although I think this demo is limited to 25 minutes, so I'm not sure how far we'll get in there, so we'll see.
5 minutes left then, I think.
So I'll see if we can get to the king. I can't remember what. I think we have to go and find a herring.
Obviously.
A red herring. So this is your first town in the other world. I think it's brilliant. This reminds me of oh gosh, I can't remember the film. Howl's Moving Castle.
Right.
Some of the villages that you bump into there, and
so the thing is, I've seen Howl's, I've seen Spirited Away and Totoro and all that sort of stuff. I've seen the films, and I like that, and I buy into that. I'm not sure. Oh, there you go. I'm not sure I'm gonna buy into that. Okay, well, yeah. Leave some comments. I'll get the other part of the video, the other part of them up in a little while, and speak to you guys later. Thank you, Kim.
Bye. There you go.